Hello, everybody. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. I hope you're having a wonderful life because life is worth living. I just wanted to come online and talk a little bit about my book. I'm excited about my book, and it should be coming out in a couple of months. I finished it, and oh my goodness, I went through a lot to get to where I was trying to go and get to the end of the book, but I finally finished it, excuse me, and it's out for the first proof. It'll come back and I'll reread the book, and then I'll send it out to another proofreader to reproof the book again, and we will be on our way. I'm excited about some of the things that I have written in this book, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about my book. I just copied out a few things that I thought was interesting to me, that looking back on my journey, and then tomorrow, I'm going to be another year old, and it's going to be my birthday, and people are already wishing me happy birthday. Thank you very much. And just this journey has been incredible. I mean, it's been up and down and in and out, but I can honestly say that I am still motivated to do what's right. Now, I don't always feel motivated. I'm motivated because I know that it's the right thing to do. And so I want to just read this part in my transforming yourself chapter of my book, and so that we could talk a little bit about it. And I hope that we can have a dialogue. You can email me. We can discuss it, because my book is not about how much you weigh or if you're fat or if you're skinny. My book is about change, because I believe that there are some people that have no weight problem and they need to change. And I believe that some of us that have a weight problem, such as I do, we need to change. So everybody, if we look within ourselves, we can find something that we can improve about. That's what my book is about, and helping us to understand that low self-esteem really should not fit in none of our lives, because no matter who we think we are or how we look, whether we're skinny or fat, that there is greatness in us, and you are beautiful. Okay, I just want to read a little bit here what I wrote. Because I think that there's some caution signs that need to be developed when we are pursuing change. Oh, I found out that the pendulum, it'll swing one way and you'll be saying, woo, I'm on my way. But we have to take some caution. And so in my book, on chapter 4, Transforming Yourself, it says, facing ourselves does not mean that we should beat ourselves up because we keep trying and nothing seems to happen, nor does accepting ourselves mean that we should give up and say it is just too hard. And there's some stuff above it, and so it probably don't sound kind of right. But what I'm trying to say there, and what I'm trying to say to us today, is that no matter how long we keep trying, and when we're accepting ourselves, and then we say, it's just not worth it, it's too hard. And if you read the book, it's talking about reversing back into old ways. We need to be encouraged, and we need to continue on, because if we've started the journey is worth it. And so that's one part that I was talking about, because transformation is not an easy thing. It might be to you, but when we decide that we're going to do something that's worthwhile, especially for our health, especially for our personalities, there's going to be obstacles that's going to come up in our way. Oh, trust me. So if we're thinking that it's just going to be okie dokie, and I'm going to do this time, that's why a lot of times we fail, because we need to take caution when we are doing something and be cognate aware of what we're doing and understand that not only does change take time, but change will propel you into situations to see what you're made of. I mean, you got to know what you're made of. I mean, while I'm on this weight loss journey, I've had to see what I was made of, and if you're not made of the right material, I'm telling you, it's easier to go back to where you were because that's what you're familiar with. And that's what the mind always wants to do. It wants to take us back to that what we know. And if you're trying to come out of what you know because you know that what you know is not what you need to know, it's going to take work. And then another part in here, that's not all in my book, but that's what I'm talking about regarding that paragraph. And then another part that that night, a night I got up at 3 o'clock and I was writing. And the thing that I want to bring out too, and this is talking about my weight, because my journey is really dealing with my weight and changing from within. It says, if I was to choose whether to be fat or skinny, based upon the change of my physical body and the way I look now after losing weight on this transformation journey, I would choose my fat life. Why would you choose your fat life? Because when I was fat, I didn't have a whole lot of sagging skin, and when I was fat, I didn't have the accident. I had the accident when I was fat, but to me, I had a better life. To me, my fat body looked better to me than my sagging skin. So we have to look at things. And now look what I said. Understand that that's what I said. I would choose my fat life when I was in that state. But listen as I write on. Before the car accident and picking up my father off the floor, I really did not see the need to change anything about me. Life was good and I was fat but light on my feet. I knew that I was light on my feet. I had a career. I was doing things, and so fat didn't bother me. But my health wasn't good, but fat didn't bother me. I was light on my feet. I could do anything I want to do. And so to continue on with this weight loss journey, knowing where I come from, the part that I used to be keeps trying to pull me back. So let me go on here. I would choose fat. Now listen to this. My transformation left me with sagging skin everywhere. When I look at my body now, it looks totally different after 3 years of hard work and dropping a lot of pounds, extra pounds. When I look in the mirror, the first thing I notice is the change. What's the point? The point is this. Change has so many dynamics. So we cannot just, and that's why a lot of times we quit on ourselves, because it's not so much that you didn't make the goal, but it's like what you see you don't like. And so what the mind is saying is that what you had is better than what you got now. So first I want to deal with the vision as it is pertaining to my journey. I was desperate to change. My mind and my body was in chronic pain day and night. So when I found out what I needed to do to get relief and change my circumstances, the pendulum in my mind swung all the way over to chronic pain thinking, to extreme thinking about myself. I found out in my journey that desperation can be the catalyst to lead or direct us to change, but it must not be the catalyst of extreme force for change. What does that mean? You cannot be so desperate to change and fulfill your journey. Because if you're so desperate, when things don't work out the way that we want them to work out, then what happens is we lose hope in difficult time. Desperation should never be the reason why we're doing what we're doing. Yes, I had chronic pain, but I needed to relax. And that's what's coming to me now. Even when I walk, I need to relax. I'm so tense. And for these couple of years, I just been so tense of trying to get out of chronic pain into getting back my life that it used to be. What if that life, which I don't want now, because I really see that God is trying to take me somewhere different and I'm trying to go back to where I was. I will never be what I was. And I mean, one thing that the therapist came and she shared with me, she said, Dorcas, she said, you will never ever be able to pick up children again because of my back. I've had a back injury. And these are the things that she was telling me. And she was saying, and because you've had a back injury, it's good you're losing the weight. But understand there may be days that your back may still hurt you. So when you're desperate, you just got your mind on this extreme change, and that's where we can't be. We have to be right. We have to center ourselves so that when things happen in our life, we don't get so thrown off. And I'm telling you, that has what has been happening to me. I just would, if something happened, it would just throw me into a frenzy. And the reason why it was throwing me into a frenzy is because I was walking around in desperation. And that's why I found out on my journey that desperation can be the catalyst to lead to direct change, but it must not be the catalyst of extreme force. You cannot force change. Change has to happen. It cannot be forced. Let's see right here. The vision for change may not be clear in our minds as we see them on our transformation, when we first start our transformation. Oh, I'm going to lose this weight and I'm going to be like this and I'm going to be like that. And then I go on and I write in the book, and I didn't print that page out, but I write in the book and I said I would choose my fat life. And then the next paragraph right under it says, but if I look at the way I feel, see, the way I look is one way, but if I look the way I feel now, if I look the way that my life has changed drastically, I would choose my transformation over any sagging skin. I don't want my fat life. And guess what? I'm not skinny now. I'm not looking to be skinny. I'm trying to be healthy. And I know that I need to get some more weight off of me. So what the beauty is about this morning and going through the things that I've been through. A couple of weeks ago, I was in the hospital, and just things were just being thrown at me one by one by one. And I went to the hotel, and I just needed to walk away. I needed to walk away from everything that was happening. And I went on 16th Street to the hotel, and I tell you, I just went to sleep. And my cell phone was ringing, and my friend, she said, are you going to take your laptop? Absolutely not. I mean, I just needed to regroup. So when I went to the hotel and my phone was ringing, and I didn't answer it. I just kept sleeping because my mind needed to be redirected, rechanneled. I needed God to tell me what I needed to be doing, because I felt like I was in a whirlwind and I didn't know how things was going to happen. And then I realized that my strongest strengths are trying to figure out, and that's also my weakest strength. So I realized I couldn't figure out the situation, and I just had to leave it alone. And so then God began to work it out. So understand something, if you will, consider, is that when you're going through any type of change, that you're trying to make or that you're making, that the first thing that we have to understand is we cannot beat ourselves up when we don't make goals or when we think that things are not working out for us. You know, I went to the doctor. I had an appointment on yesterday, and yesterday was Thursday, and today is Friday, and I wanted to be I wanted to be weighing a certain amount of weight when my birthday come, which will be tomorrow, Saturday. And I knew that because I was in the hospital that the medication that they gave me could cause me to gain weight. So the first thing I wanted to know, talking to myself, are you going to take this medication? I needed the medication. And I had to make a choice. And I took the medication knowing that I probably would not meet my goal. And I didn't. When I went and got on the scale, I mean, I didn't want to get on the scale. I didn't want him to weigh me, but, you know, I said, hey, do I have to weigh? She told me, yeah, so I got on up there. And I didn't meet my goal. But what I had made up in my mind before I left, if you don't meet your goal, it's okay. You know why it's okay, Dorcas? Because you, girl, you have worked hard. And you're still working hard. So no matter what's been thrown at you since 2015, and there has been things that have been thrown at me that have just caused me to say, you know, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the website no more. And then bam, I get a call from my friend from Kaiser. And then I tell her, you know, I'm so glad you called. It was a Saturday. And she tell me, girl, I go to your website every Saturday and sit down and read. And she was wanting to refer some people from Kaiser. And so I said, okay, you got to keep going because you got an audience. But right now, the things that have transpired in my life, and I got on the scale and I had gained the weight, I didn't walk away discouraged. Because you know why? Just like I said, I've worked hard. And yes, would I have liked to have got on that scale and said, bam, Dorcas, you did it, girl, you go. Absolutely. But it didn't work out. So now what I'm doing, after writing my book, I'm realizing there has to be times where you got to look at things and you got to be careful. Careful. We have to be careful on our vision. You can, it don't have to be weight. Maybe you're working on your marriage, and I talk about that a lot of time. Maybe you're working on a relationship. But you have to be careful. And maybe that relationship is going really well. Really, really well. And so then we get all excited. And that's what we should do. But we have to stay centered. Hadamic adaptation. You got to stay centered. We can't just stay over to an extreme. Because when things come and start pulling you back, man, you just become overwhelmed with the situation. Wherein, if I was watching more, which I will be doing, not looking for bad things to happen, but understanding that things happen. And I think all of us understand that. But I think what happens is when we're just thrown off is because we're so much over here, and we should be right trying to be okay. I'm grateful for all the things that God has done for me in my transformation, in my weight loss journey. But if there's something that's coming my way, I need to take a deep breath. I need to step back. And I need to say, okay, God, I need you to help me to handle this. Not like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to live? Oh, am I going to be homeless? Oh, I don't have a car. Just, so much stuff. Knowing good and well I'm not going to be homeless. Whether I got a car or not. That ain't happening. And so, but I just got so overwhelmed with the situation. And I'm just, I just had these therapists come, and I'm just walking now, and I'm doing exercise and sitting up in the chair. You got to be careful. Okay, you're doing these things. But you cannot allow desperation. And that's what I learned in my journey for 2018. I've been so desperate. I've been like, I'm getting up from here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I've done a lot of things. I've worked hard. Oh, yeah. I've worked hard. I've talked to a lot of people, and I hope I've encouraged people. But at the same time, when I was writing my book, I realized extreme desperation can cause you not only to stop your journey, but it can cause you that up and down treadmill of life, and your emotions are going up and down because you're not centered. And you're either extremely happy or you're extremely sad. You need to get right in the middle. And then recognize that there will be times that you will be sad. And sad is an emotion. And it's a true emotion. And we have to deal with it. I'm not saying don't deal with our emotion. There are times that we will be extremely happy. But we need to understand, yes, I'm happy right now. But I need to understand, okay, Dorcas, you need to center your thoughts. Center. How do I center my thoughts? Center your thoughts on what you're doing. You're on your journey. You're going to have some highs and lows. But center your thought on your journey. And this is my journey. I want to help people that need help with exercising in the bed. And I'm doing that. I mean, one of the therapists came here and she said, Dorcas, you need to get certified so that you can help people. And she told me the website to go to. And I did go out there and I looked at it, because my desire is, because I know what it's like to have debilitating issues in my life and not to be able to go to the gym. Can't go to the gym when I can't walk or when I don't have a car. But what I did was I started from where I was. Now, eventually, I'm going to be going to the gym, and eventually, I'm going to be having a car. But center your thoughts. Center your thoughts. Don't get desperate. Be anxious for nothing. But in all things, just give thanks. Hey! I hope this has been a blessing to you. If it's your children, if it's your job, whatever you're going through, center your thoughts. Desperation never works. It pushes us into stressful moments that we do not and cannot handle the correct way. I love you. I'm excited about my book, and I'm excited about life. And hey, the next chapter. I'm really glad that, I'm going to be another year old, and I'm glad that God is using me in an older age, and it ain't over, and I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, and I'm excited about life, but I need to stay centered. Stay centered in your walk. Stay centered. Sometimes we're doing too much of one thing and not another. And another thing that my therapist told me when she was here, she said, you need to take days of rest. You're working your body too hard. Desperation. I'm going to make it work. Nah. And that doesn't mean just live a sloppy life and say, I'll do it then that. I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting. I love you. God bless you. Thank you for all that you guys do for me. Oh my goodness. I'm doing what I'm doing because of you and because of God. You guys rock my world. Love you. Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. Go and enjoy life. Until next time, be blessed.